Hello everyone, in this video I thought I'd do a different type of teardown. This is going to be tearing down some bootleg cartridges that I've got. There's 4 different ones here. This one sadly doesn't have a label on. We'll have a quick look at them. This one's got Master Karateka, Palamedes, Trump Boy and Motocross Maniac, and a little printed photographic picture on there. And there was one that actually fell off because I've got a few sets of these. There was one that fell off, and underneath there's some Kodak photo printer paper. So they're a bit confusing as to where these have come from because they're splattered in Japanese writing. I'm not sure what that says, if anyone can translate it. I believe it's the same on each box. Yes, I think so, yep. Is it? Yep. So if anyone can translate that, I could probably get Google to do it, but if anyone out there knows, can type it in the comments down below, please do. But yeah, I'll pick these up, and they're really strange because what I'll do is open one up now. They have really nice plastic inserts in them, and the strange thing is, here we have another photo quality printed paper. The strange thing is that they're in actual genuine Game Boy cases. So obviously they're definitely bootlegs. There's 4 games on each cartridge. But somebody must have actually purchased like original Game Boy games to rip them apart to do this. So what, you know, you'd think that these were made back in the day, and Game Boy cartridges, you know, how cheap were they getting them for? Because they weren't that cheap. So if they were buying them, and like obviously these type of cartridges, they were only cheap anyway back in the day. Probably a 4 game cartridge you probably would have picked up for a tenner, because the 100 game cartridges were only like 20 quid. So whoever actually made these spent some money on them. But what I'm interested in finding out is whether there are original boards on the inside as well, and they just switched over a flash chip and then did it like that. To select the different game, you have to turn the power off and then turn it back on, and it will cycle the next game. I'm assuming it's just choosing high and low signals on the chip. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it apart now. Let's just look at the other one. So on the other one we got Othello, Dr. Mario, Mahjong and Shanghai. This one we've got, what does that say? Sukuban 2, Koiwa Kakahiki. God, never heard of that. Shanghai again, and Hiankyo. God, my translation's probably terrible, but sorry. And on the other one we got Mahjong, Matchmania, Trump Boy and Shanghai. So there's a few repeats throughout the cartridges, but obviously back in the day you probably wouldn't have brought them all. Right, so that's come undone. I forgot how you undo a Game Boy cartridge now. Oh, actually, I'm just spinning that, and it's got a bloody posi screwdriver head on it. Thought it was a Game Boy bit. That's strange then, if they haven't put the actual Game Boy bit back in. But anyway, here we go. Right, so slide it back, and then it should lift off. No, doesn't want to. There's probably people out there who open up Game Boy carts all day screaming at me now, going, "No, you're doing it wrong." Wait. It seems to want to come. Well, sorry guys, you have to bear with me. I don't know if it's because there's like a big chip there, or what? Oh, it wants to go. Okay. Oh, I want to cover that EEPROM. Right, so now it's got. Let me just find something to cover that EEPROM with. It probably won't be a problem in the light here, but just in case, because if you expose your EEPROM to too much light, it will wipe it. So let's have a look. So no, the answer is they are not using an original Game Boy board. But we have a Motorola MC 14520 chip, and then we have our EEPROM, which is, I will get a picture of that so I can zoom in because the lighting's not great at the minute to see the writing on the chip. But yeah, that's very strange. On the back, it's just blank, blankety blank. So, that's quite interesting. What is our Motorola MC145 chip? Let me just do a Google on that. Okay, so I did a Google and it turns out this is a flip-flop chip. It was basically sending high and low signals. So I'm thinking it's got something to do with the security in a Game Boy. Is there any security in a Game Boy? I'm not sure. Not really had much experience taking Game Boys apart, to be honest. I know they're multi-region. You can put games from anywhere, so is there any copy protection in the Game Boy cartridge? If so, that's probably bypassing that by sending signals to the chip every so often. If not, if I'm talking waffle and it's to do something completely different, then please let me know in the comment section down below. Because as I say, Game Boy cartridges is not really my forte. So not really sure what goes on to make them work. But yeah, it's basically just the only writing on the board is called component B1. So not much to show us where it was made. So I've just sussed it. Probably if you're watching this and you knew what that flip-flop chip was for, you're probably shouting at me, telling me I'm stupid. It must be the game select. Obviously, when you turn the power on and off, it'll have a high and low signal, so it'll flip-flop between the games. Obviously, I don't know why I didn't think that in the first place. But yeah, quite interesting. And I wonder what they did with all the original boards then. I wonder if they were buying like bankrupt stock and stuff like that, so they were getting them for dirt cheap, and they just switched them out. But yeah, interesting. If you've seen any games like this before, in this style box or anything, and you have any knowledge on the history of them, please let us know in the comment section down below, because I'd love to find out some more. And I've got somebody who's had a set off me who collects multi-cart Game Boy carts, and he was interested in finding out some more knowledge on them as well. So if anybody has any help, if anybody can offer any help, please let us know. And yeah, I'll get full scans of all these done on the Retro Detect website, so please check that out as well, retrodetect.com. And I'll get some gameplay of these done on the screen in a minute, and we'll see what they look like.